Plastiq Music Podcast, Volume 1, Program 3.
Hello and welcome to the third edition of the Plastiq Music Podcast. On tonight's program, we'll be continuing our discussion on the many practical applications for analog synthesizers. And remember, when you hear this sound, that means it's time to turn the page. And look, you're just in time. I think I see the train coming now. Oh, it looks like that train took me all the way out to Los Angeles, California. Well, since we're out here, why don't we drop in on Rene Perez and see what's going on with his wonderful new band, Relic Pop.
Hey Joanna, welcome to my studio.
Hi, thanks for having us, Rene.
Hey, can I get you a cup of tea? I have black, green, oolong, red chai.
Oh, a cup of green tea would be great, thanks.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Now, Rene, what can you tell our listeners who may not be very familiar about Relic Pop?
Relic Pop is a project I started last year. I had been playing live in Cascading Slopes and was becoming more and more obsessed with analog synths. I started noticing that I preferred the synth parts I was writing over guitar or bass parts, and it quickly moved into an all synth direction.
Do you have any music you could play us now?
Yeah, I've actually been wanting to play my new song for someone. Hopefully you like it.
This is a brand new song by Relic Pop called Berlin.
Embracing all my
Violin by Relic Pop. And we're in the studio right now with Relic Pop's Renee Perez. Renee, can you tell us a little bit about what equipment you used to record that song?
Sure, I used a Korg MS-20, an Akai AX60, a Roland MC303 for drums, a Roland Juno 106, and I sequenced it with my Roland MSQ 700 sequencer, which was kindly given to me by Jacob from Cascading Slopes.
Interesting you mentioned the Roland MSQ 700 sequencer. I keep hearing about this handy device, which I think we're going to hear a little bit about in our next segment, so we'd better get going. Thanks for having us, Renee.
Thanks for stopping by.
In each episode of the Plastiq Music Podcast, we'll teach you how to make a different sound electronically. But this month's sound advice segment will be a little different. It's not about how to create sounds, but rather how to synchronize them once they've been made. It is a lesson on the very practical application of the FSK tape sync by our audio engineer, Justin Jolly. After this quick word.
This is John Sonnenberg of the bands Travelogue, House of Wires, and Pivot Lounge, and I approve of this message.
The sound you just heard is the sound of FSK tape sync. Hi, I'm Justin Jolly. Tape sync can be made in a number of different ways. For example, many items that offer tape sync, such as the Roland MSQ 700, have their own tape sync outputs so that you can record the tape sync signal into your DAW or your audio cassette recorder. Tape sync was originally created to synchronize the timing of various machines, such as synthesizers and drum machines, while recording to tape. So, for those of you who aren't ready to plunge into digital recording, but are still wondering how to keep your studio in sync, then FSK Tape Sync might be for you. All you need is a machine that uses tape sync, like the Roland MSQ 700, MC8, MC202, or MC500, or the Yamaha RX5 or Alesis MMT8. Simply use one track on your tape recorder for the tape sync tone, and send the output to your machines. For those of you who are using digital audio workstations, or DAWs, to record your musical projects, you might be thinking, hey, tape sync sounds cool, but isn't MIDI better? Well, the answer to your question is no. At least, not when it comes to timing. You see, MIDI sends its information one message at a time, which means that if you are telling your keyboard to play 5 notes at a certain time with other control information, then some of the MIDI timing information is going to come either early or late. This phenomenon is what makes MIDI just a little bit sloppy. Oh, and the MSQ is also great because it has DIN sync, so it allows you to sync to your DAW via FSK tape sync, to your synthesizer via MIDI, and to other Roland gear such as the CR8000 drum machine via DIN sync. So, how exactly do you generate tape sync inside of a DAW? Well, there are several ways. Using the MSQ 700, I can output its own tape sync signal and record that as its own audio track in my DAW. Then I output the signal back into the MSQ 700. Another way is to generate your own tape sync inside of your DAW. All you need is a tone generator plugin. Roland products use tape sync that alternates between 2400 Hz and 1200 Hz tones, creating a 1-octave pulse. You need 24 of these pulses for each beat in order to create an FSK tape sync signal. Another way to generate the tape sync signal is by using MIDI notes on a software synthesizer or sound module. The 2400 Hz and 1200 Hz tones correspond roughly to MIDI notes D7 and D6 respectively. I've found that a simple 1-oscillator sine wave works best for making the FSK tape sync sound. Now, on to the fun stuff. I've played a simple sequence into my MSQ 700 from my Juno 106, the same machines that Renee is using on the Relic Pop tracks. I also have a Roland CR8000 connected to the MSQ via DIN sync. I set the tape sync signal to start at bar 2 in my project, so the sequencer won't start until it begins to receive the tape sync signal. This sequence is set at 120 beats per minute. See? Easy as pie. You can also play around with the timing of the tape sync track in your DAW. Offset it by 8th notes or 16th notes to create delay effects with your sequences. Or create a tape sync signal that is half time or double time. Then, try alternating bars of tape sync at normal time and at half time. You can even create some interesting time signatures that your older drum machines and sequencers probably won't allow you to use normally.
Delia's Kaleidoscope, a tone poem in 2 parts.
Delia gazed from her tower window, down on people far below. Raindrops fell from gloomy clouds, slow at first, but faster now. With rhythms dancing through her mind, she set about her work in due time. With simple tools and little hope, she built her first kaleidoscope.
Well, that's our program. We hope you enjoyed our rare glimpse into the studio of Relic Pop, our electronic sound collages, and our FSK tape sync lesson by Justin Jolly. And be sure to keep an eye out for the debut album of Relic Pop coming later this year. Tonight's broadcast was directed by Jacob Graham with assistance from David Barnhart and featured all original music and sound effects by Plastiq music artists. Justin Jolly was our audio engineer, and the chime sound was made by Ronnie Merton. Please join us next time as we discover more old sounds of tomorrow.